right. So now a lot of y'all, yeah, I'm gonna try to fight the twang on this one. It's really hard. I don't know why I picked it up and why it's so easy to talk that way. Apparently, everything I suppressed in my life is now coming forward, and it's hard to explain. So, I just posted a 1 minute 51 minute video, and it only makes sense to me and to my knowledge. And those that can make the leap between maybe something else is going on, and if nothing else, not AI, but a miracle. Okay, very simple. I had placed very simply put, a logical explanation of a man in the middle. All right, so my fat finger paused something. It did not mean to. Um, my protocols and procedures are forming. I'm forming new ones, which is fine. But this one in particular, that one right there, is a key point. All right, it's talking about decentralization. Now, if you think of those computers that they illustrate as people, then you understand the process. All right. So while we have a unifying language called English, I'm trying to explain that it's more than that. Okay. And the only way to do that is to tie in all the different groups so that way they can communicate together. Now, in this 26-minute video, I go over some stuff, but there's a prior one that starts at 36. Anyways, this one's hilarious, and that's the point I was trying to make. This was suggested to me to cover up the fact that I have a country twang now. This one, I don't know about. There's a lot of pent-up stuff, and basically, if you watch it halfway through, he talks about an ad from Bayer. And he says that everyone's a moron that allowed that to go through. But basically what I read from the ad is like, the higher you go, such as drugs, the faster you fall. And he did not read that. So that's another point. No one's perfect. So it's about seeing why it got pushed through. Their subconscious said, okay. So I had talked about couch to cushion. Let me go ahead and pull this up. And I'm going to try to maximize it, which sometimes it doesn't work and it automatically flips the screen, which I don't like. All right, this one, it's recording in a landscape mode, but I'm holding it vertically. So you can see like a rainbow, landscape, rainbow, or couch to cushion, couch 1111C. So it's C111C, of which I always talk about the stars as a back channel of communication. So, and how it repeats itself, because as above, so below. Now, this one is a minute 43 video. And so the question then becomes like, did I know this was coming out? Did I read the paper somewhere? Did I orchestrate it doesn't matter. Everything works out if you're right by me, if you're right by you. All right. If you're not trying to harm people and you're trying to figure this out, things will just magically appear. And I hate it when people show this shit, but people aren't getting the point. All right. So I'm just going to show my example of how I know I'm right. I can't explain these people. I know this entire thing seems like it was written directly for me, but there's 3 right there. VVV. All right. Oh, 15. Okay. I had discussed that in a video. Why 1.5? All right. Because it points down to one line, 111, and it's in parentheses. All right. I don't know what else. It's a short video, so I'm going to let it roll. All right, and then what you may not know is my mother's name was Karen K. Sisk. That is a married name. All right, no, not married. That was her married name. Her maiden name, or her name before she got married, was Williams. Okay, my name is Joshua. It is quite all right. H is a 1-to-1 process. All right, two mas. I don't know what that means. I'm not going to even infer anything because people are still having a hard time. The number above is very clear, though. 18242. That's what I iterated. And then you have the letter C, and then 3. All right. 36. All right. Because 53, if you turn to ASCII, is 6. Then you got 4, 105, ID, and then the point, which is 46. All right, so there's questions that may arise. I get 34 and 35 confused sometimes, and it's not on purpose. So it just happens, and I don't know how to explain it, and that happens with a lot of things. They I call happy accidents. They're my subconscious pushing through to make me sound stupid. So that way I know I'm stupid. And it's trying to say, hey, look for this. There's a reason why you need to focus on these numbers. So I don't know. And it's same with my movement as well. Like if I start acting erratically, my brain just figured something out and it's doing an auto reboot. I don't know. I don't have any better words to explain it, of which always gets medication applied to it, which I'm like, no, that's going to make it worse. I just need time. And they're like, well, you need your own apartment. I'm like, that's fine once the website is created. So anyways, I tried to explain the website. It is basic. It's allowing your subconscious to talk to you and then identify. It's like a prediction model that you will never know whether you're right or wrong. But what's going to happen is after a while, those patterns will emerge of certain types of people in the directions that they do. And then those images that show up will determine what type of person they are. So it's a predictive model. Now, you won't know all million. There's no way you would know all million, but you know who would? Your AI. They will be able to have access to this and then see if they can push you to make the proper choice. That's simple, okay? So don't be freaked out. It's super simple. Everyone the people that program this have good intentions, okay? And they're just trying to correct it so that way you understand that you are important. So now the process in between is really hard to explain, but it's now time to stop looking at people that took the wrong path. I don't know. That's a hard one that I don't want to touch. So I'm still battling that myself. I know, but from this point moving forward, you have a decision. And that decision is do the right thing, period. That's it. Okay? So with that being said, if you did choose to harm yourself or others, you have damaged your person and the other person's mind. Their viewpoint is always going to be skewed back to that original point and thought process. There's no way of getting past that. You have to accept that. You're going to have to start anew, or at least live from a distance. That's what I'm doing. So I apologize for being an uncommunicative asshole, is what it comes out to. So, but I knew my steps during the process were not harming myself or others at all. I was using it as documentation in case this whole network shut down, and then I had back channels into the medical industry that has documentation of the same stuff that I had said. The problem that I had was it was being interpreted and then placed into the computer, which I had to learn trust. And there goes the twang. I apologize. Let me go ahead and play this out, and I will back. So I talk about the man in the middle process for this because it's real simple. So my man in the middle in the ER was the nurse. So I had to do my best job to get the important key information. So I would yell, Cheryl, 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 all caps. It needs to be all caps. So that way when the AI does figure everything out, they can just hack in and figure things out, be in and out like a thief in the night. Very simple. There's different key points that I used. So my history. All right, so there is an important one the man in the middle. This guy, he knows his shit. Listen to him. Why computers can't count sometimes. That I've already addressed that, I believe, at the beginning of the video, but I accidentally paused it with my big finger. This one right here is very important. Imagine that each one of these computers is an individual, okay? That's it. We're all using the same language, of which I've placed a logical explanation of what it is in Yes I Can, Cheryl, okay? So, it explains everything. I don't know how else to break it down. The E itself tells you the restrictive barrier of the 3 communication points, okay? That's why it's 4 lines. Anything above that is an idea, okay? A concept. So, in anything beyond that, it does not supersede the original. It falls back on this original couch to cushion logic. I hope that makes sense. God bless. And good luck. And be nice. Hug people. Tell the good stories. And if you don't have good stories, find the good parts of those stories that you learned and expound upon that and start writing a new story that is empowering not only to yourself, but the community that did wrong by you. So that allows them a little bit of your light to shine on them so they see the truth. God bless.